Hey, folks, how's it going tonight? We got some serious stuff going on tonight, but we're also going to have a little fun. So I appreciate you being here with me. Looked like the first one in the house was Craig. Appreciate you being here. That's my man. That's my comms guy right there. If I got any radio questions or whatever, that man right there is the one to talk to. Got Michael's with us. All right, appreciate it. Good to see you again. Who else we got here? Got Lynn. Lynn's in the house. Tammy Joe. All right. Appreciate you folks being here. Yeah, Donna's with us. Appreciate you all being here tonight. Fourth and Goal's with us. All right. How are you tonight? You hope everything's going well. David Workman. I'll never win. You never win. Just keep plugging along, buddy. You'll get there, I promise. Lori's with us. All right. Glad she's here. Enjoying those recipes. Appreciate those videos. Keep them coming. All right. Fluffy's with us. Yeah. You guys are getting chilly up your way, I think, from what I saw in the weather. But, hey, I live here in Florida, so I'm just wanting to get cool enough for me to, go camping. I know when the folks up north go camping in the summer, we go camping in the winter down here. But maybe that's just Florida. We do things a little backwards. That's what makes Florida the best state in the union, though. I mean, I know you love where you are, but can't beat Florida. All right, let me get serious here for a minute. Don't know if you folks have heard about what's going on in Russia. It looks like Ukraine sent a couple of drones deep into Russia and hammered a couple of bases over there last night. And remember what Vladimir Putin said: any attacks in Russia from Ukraine would be considered an attack from the United Nations. So we'll see if he's going to stick to his guns on that one. If he does, it ain't going to be good. He's going to have to retaliate. From what I understand, he's getting a lot of pressure from some of the higher ups over there in Russia. He might just have to, do something serious to try to save his own butt politically. But hopefully that won't happen. I'm not going to come at you like, well, there's another prepper channel I watch from like north of the border here, and good guy, very informative, but damn, you would have thought that a nuke had been dropped on New York this morning the way he came out, but I'm not going to address it that way. I'm just going to tell you what happened and let you do what you want to do with it. Purple Zen's with us. Good to see you again. All right. Kathy in the crowd. That's my Iowa crowd right there. Good folks. Very good folks. And, of course, Biggs is with us. All right. If you hadn't watched her Saturday night video, it's Saturday night at 8 o'clock. You need to go over and check that out. She does a feature every week called Win of the Week, where everybody just kind of shares the blessings they had the week before, and it's really awesome. And it spans the array of, prepping stuff, just home stuff, medical, whatever. I mean, it's really great to be able to share that with people. And she does a good job doing that for us. So I want to thank her for that. But like I said, the situation in Russia is really not right now. I just don't see it as making too much of a difference over there, but you never know. I mean, them Russians are crazy bastards anyway. They consider any attack within their country as an attack on the people, which they should, but their culture is a little different than ours. They don't try to back up and negotiate, and they just kind of, when they decide to go serious about it, they go all out, and hopefully that won't happen, but we'll see. Hopefully that won't happen. But a couple of other, another thing that dropped, I think it was on Friday, the computer money we were talking about last week. I said that they're trying to push on us. Well, the Fed has set a date. They're going to try to start this program, and sometimes in like mid-23, from May to July. Right here is a post. That's a press release they put out. I put a link below to their website. You can see it there. They're going to start that program in the summer of 23. And like I said last week, it's coming at us at warp speed a lot quicker than we thought it would. And when they get control of your money, they control you. Just do what you have to do to make sure that all of your funds aren't tied up in cash. Just get you that metal I've been telling you about. You're really going to need it. If you're going to deal with anything other than government approved businesses, they'll be telling you where you can spend your money, when you can spend your money, on what. And when they have that ability, they just basically have control of us. So don't fall into that trap now that you know it's coming. I mean, they straight up said it's coming. You can hit that link down in the description below and go to their website and see their press release.
Your brother's here.
Philip Dixon's in the house. All right. My man right there, that's my brother. That's one of my actual brothers, not my brother. He is an actual blood brother. So I'm glad he's here. Hope he picks up some information tonight that'll help him out. Hope all of you do, actually. I've got a couple of other pieces of news here, and then I'm gonna tell you how to. Before we wrap it up, I'm gonna show you how to save a little money on your food storage. It's not a whole lot of money, but every little bit counts. So just stick around. I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's really very easy, very, very affordable. And it'll, like I said, save you a lot of money. But what else we got to talk about here? Oh, we all know about this, a rail strike. The government's decided they're going to force rail workers to go back to work. Well, I don't know about you, but they can make me show up, but I don't think they can make me actually work. And since these guys are labor union members, pretty much can't fire them. So, this is going to wind up being bad on the country, but not as bad as it would have been if they just shut everything down. I mean, they're still going to go through the motions and do what they have to do to keep their job, which is going to slow down our supply chain, but not to the point it would have if they had just shut it down. And that's for sure. So that's a good thing, actually, kind of. But I mean, like I said, if I was a rail worker and they said, okay, you have to go to work. Okay, I'm here. Now what? You can't make a person work if they don't want to work. It's that simple. But we'll see what happens with that. All right. Patty's back with us. Appreciate it. Hadn't seen you in a couple of weeks. I'm glad you're back here with us. All right. And the Happy Hickman Homestead's here. All right. I know Rebecca's working. She's working late. Hopefully she got off on time and now she's here with us. But if that's not her, that's John, and they're representing. That's all that matters. Arkansas is in the house. And I appreciate that. I truly do. What we got here? Who's your prepper nurse? Yep, it is wrong to do that to the railroad workers. They were wanting sick time, like you point out right here. But then the government allowed them a sick time clause in there. A lot of people don't know this. If they can give 30 days notice of being sick, then it's okay. So, I mean, they can't, if the flu just pops up, you don't get paid. You got to schedule that flu 30 days ahead of time. You got to tell them, okay, I'm going to have the flu in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, which is crazy. But anything to save face, right? All right, Judith Fish, that's a new one. Appreciate you being here. I truly do. Hopefully I can pass along something that'll help you out down the road. And, you can share some information with us to help us all out. So I do appreciate you being here. That's right. You can lead that horse to water. That is exactly right. That's what that's all about right there. Especially those labor guys. Man, I'm going to tell you what. My uncle was a plumber in the labor. He had part of a labor union for plumbers. And the little bit of work they had to do every day just to get by surprised the hell out of me. I mean, when I was younger, I worked with him a little bit as a plumber's helper. And it was just ridiculous. I mean, the work that he had to do each day to keep his job and stay in good standing with the union could actually be done in about 45 minutes. It shocked the piss out of me, I'll be honest with you. But hey, you know, I'm thinking they all need to schedule the flu to hit in 31 days. That's right. That's right. Just schedule that flu out 31 days. You know, if you eat some bad food and your stomach's upset, you got to hold it for 31 days. Then you can go to the toilet. But this is just crazy. All right, let's just move on to the next topic there. We all know what happened in North Carolina. They're talking about this vandalism at the transformer site. And it's actually been declared vandalism. We know that. Biggest problem with this is they've told those folks there that it's going to take at least 4 or 5 days to get the parts they need to get the power back on. So that right there needs to let you know, excuse me, you got to have some backup power, folks. I mean, this is something that's just out of the blue. I couldn't believe what that turned into, today also on some of these prepper channels. Guys talking about terrorist attack. It might have been, it might not have been. We don't know. And then you had NBC. I don't know how those people function in everyday life. That's the liberal media is the dumbest bunch of damn people, I think, in America right now. But one of the NBC reporters asked the sheriff if, that was related to a drag show they had in that town close by. And of course, then the liberal media run with that. That all it took was that one person to ask that stupid question, and then every liberal media source run with it. They're saying that, it's right-wing conservative mega nuts that shot up the transformer because there was some trans show in that town that, or whatever. And it's all crazy. I mean, it's all crude. Ugh, that's some of the things that I don't know how these people walk and chew gum at the same time.
Craig said that there's only 20 key transformers to black out all of America.
That's right. There's 55,000 transformer stations in the United States. If they hit just 20 key transformers, the entire country will go black. What we got here? A few years ago, I was in the nurse union. I liked it. The only thing had to be in the union for a year before you would be paid all of your health care and health insurance. Well, I'm not really a big union guy. I think you should have a choice to join a union if you want to. I don't think you should be forced to. I don't think anybody should have to pay somebody else to earn a living. Excuse me, folks. But that's it. That's the way I look at it. When I was a police officer, and Tennessee is a right to work state, just like Florida. But we had it wasn't really called a union. It was the FOP, Fraternal Order of Police. You didn't have to join, but it was very much encouraged because the FOP was our negotiating body with the city every 2 years. And like I said, it was a right to work state. It wasn't binding, but it worked out pretty good for everybody. So I can see both sides of that union thing. There was a day, absolutely, the unions had to be there to protect the workers. But I don't know if that day is still today. But like I said, I'm not big into unions, so I'm going to reserve my judgment on that. But there was a time when, they had to be back in the 20s and 30s, and everybody was treated like slave labor. Yeah, and the company owners were making a fortune and paying people practically nothing. Yeah, that's when the unions were absolutely necessary. They needed to be there. But now we got federal protections built in for employees and, fair labor standards. That's another thing I had to go through when I was on the police department. I was a supervisor, so I had to go through a course learning the Federal Fair Labor Standards Act. And I can tell you there's a lot of protections in there for workers, but it wasn't always that way. So let me move on by that. But we'll get back on the situation here in North Carolina. Hopefully it was just a couple of dumbass rednecks got drunk and shot up a couple of transformers. but you never know. Might have been practice. Like Craig said, there's only 20. All they have to hit is 20 locations, 20 key locations, and our enemies know where they are. So if it's this simple, they were talking today on the news. I saw they were talking about putting, video surveillance on these places, and making sure that the fences were so high and all of this stuff. Well, hell, I can guarantee you the guys that shot that one, they would not have been in video sight of that transformer. I can make a 300-yard shot myself with a 30-30 rifle without a scope. So I know it can be done from long distance. And that's probably what happened. They were probably, a long way away just in case. But hey, get that backup power. This is a good example of it. Of course, here in Florida, most of us already have it because of the hurricane. But wherever you are, get you a backup power source. And when this happened, this book right here automatically came to my mind. I read this several years ago. If you hadn't read this book, you really need to. There's a few of them out there with the same title, Lights Out. But get the one by Ted Koppel. Don't know if you remember him. He was an ABC News commentator back in, the 90s, I think he was, early 2000s. But that book right there will let you know just exactly how fragile our power grid is. And it also tells you how nobody's doing anything to upgrade it. The government won't do it because they say these are private power companies. The power companies won't do it because they say they're public utilities and the government should pay for it. So it's kind of a catch-22 right in the middle. And nobody wants to step up and do what needs to be done, even though we see the threat right here every day. Yesterday, last night, whenever that happened. It's crazy. The threat's real. Nobody wants to do anything about it because it costs money. And that's a joke. When I see stuff like that, it just ticks me off. I'm not going to get off on that rant. I am going to do a little rant here in just a minute, but that ain't it. But somebody needs to step up and take care of these things because it's for the good of our country, the security of our nation, and nobody's doing it. It's just ridiculous. Koppel wrote it was great. It's a great book. Yeah. The Carrington event. Who brought that up? Craig. Yeah. The Carrington event. For you folks that's not familiar with that, you need to look it up. That was basically solar flare, but it don't take something like that. It don't take an EMP. It just takes 20 guys that can shoot rifles, in 20 different locations, all firing their guns within 20, 30 minutes of each other. Bing, country's black, and it's black. And it'll be like those folks in Carolina where, they can't get power for 3 or 4 days if they're lucky. I mean, Duke Energy's the one that owns that power utility, and they told them, hopefully it'll be up by Thursday. Hopefully. I also put a link below in the description down there. It's a map you can click on, and it shows you a live updates on power outages across the country. I've shared that with you before, but I thought I'd stick it down there again because it is very interesting, if you just go check those things out. 1 second after. I haven't read that book. I got to get that one. Everybody keeps telling me it's a good one. So I got to believe it is. I got to get that one up. My reading comes and goes. As y'all know by now, I'm a writer. I should read more. I just read my last book last week. When I write a book, I don't ever read it until months after the publication because I want to be able to enjoy it. And I think I did a good job with that last one. It's got some good stuff in it. Hopefully you guys will check it out. I'll put a link below when this is posted as a video. I'll put a link below to the Amazon page they have for me with all my books on it. So hopefully you'll get those and enjoy them. Alas, Babylon. Have that one right there on the bookshelf. That is a good one. Hard to believe it was written in 1959, but it was, and it's on point for today. That's really a good book. If you want book, Alas, Babylon. That's a great one. Survival series by A American. Yep, Chris is a friend of mine. A American is his actual name is Chris Weatherman. He's a great guy. He's been a friend of mine for years, and those books have a lot of good information in them too, as far as prepping stuff and survival stuff. And it's a great storyline. The characters are amazing in there. Chris did a great job with those. EMP Pulse is also good. I hadn't read that one either. I have to look that one up. Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell Chris you like his books, Tammy. I don't know if you are hooked up with him on any social media sites, but he has several. I'll let him know you enjoyed his books. Chris is a good guy. Honestly, he's crazy as hell, but that's the kind of people I like to associate with.
77 days in September.
77
Got
days.
new books we got to read.
Yeah. All right. I'm actually going to make a list of these when I get off of here. I hadn't read that one either. All right. Don't know the name, but I love the series. Yeah, it's called the Survival series. You got that right. So.
She didn't know his name.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know his name? Okay, yeah. Chris Weatherman. And of course, it's A American if you want to go look up his books. My new book is called. Yeah, there you go. I think we all pretty much feel that way right now. Things are getting ridiculous. They really are. All right. I know if you guys will remember, I mentioned what was going on in Europe with the power situation over there a few weeks ago. Probably covered it a couple times. But Sweden was one of the countries that told their citizenry, get ready for a hard winter. We don't have enough power. They actually told them, there might be loss of life. Austria just did that on Thursday, too, to their citizens over there. But, I mean, they tried to go green with all of their power situation and closed power plants, fuel burning plants, coal plants. And now they're telling their people, well, get ready, you're going to freeze to death. Well, they came out with a little notice for them the other day that I thought was pretty funny. And just today, the Swiss government, Switzerland, banned electric vehicles in their country. During peak hours, you can't drive your little electric car, can't charge it. And you also have to turn off your video games. No more Warcraft when it's cold outside. You have to sit inside in the dark. Can't take your little electric car anywhere. You have to sit there without your video games and hope you don't freeze to death. They see it coming. That's what's happening in several European countries. They shut down power plants, trying to depend on green energy. This is where I'm going to get off in my rant. I can't help it. Okay. But now it's coming back to bite them in the butt, and people that shouldn't die are going to die because of their stupid energy policies. And it's already started here in the United States. If you remember last week, I told you that there was a power plant closed in Texas. One of the biggest power plants in Texas was shut down because it's a coal burning plant. And the EPA shut them down. But if you remember a couple of years ago, they actually had people freezing to death in Texas because the power grid was so weak. Well, good thing to do is go in there and shut down some power plants, right? This stuff ain't got nothing to do with, saving the earth and all of that crap. It's all a bunch of crap. And if you watch my video that I posted on Friday after I came back to civilization, I was out on the trail we were out a couple of days, and I got out hiking. I got thinking about, wow, this is beautiful. We got to save this. Of course we do. But what they're trying to force on us has nothing to do with conserving land or, trying to save the oceans or whatever. It's all a bunch of crap that's just about controlling people. Look at that right there. 10,000 acres of the South American rainforest is destroyed every day. If they were really trying to save the planet, wouldn't they stop that? Wouldn't they stop that? This is one of the things that pisses me off. They got all of this fake green energy crap out there. And you got things like that. Are you familiar with the plastic island in the Pacific? It's been there for years, 300 miles long, 8 to 10 miles wide. It's just plastic bottles and plastic containers. It's been there for years. Nobody's cleaned that up. They don't give a damn about that ocean. All this cutting energy has nothing to do with saving this planet. It's all about controlling people. They control when you get to heat your home. They're going to control when you get to drive your car, where your food comes from, how much food is grown, be it livestock or vegetables or whatever. That's what this is all about. It's controlling you and me. Got nothing to do with saving the planet, and this, what's it called? The foreign economic, whatever the hell they are over in Europe. Who made Klaus Schwab the god of money? Who told him he's the one that can determine where money goes, where it's spent, where it's cut off? They're shutting off farmers in Switzerland, 3,000 farmers. They're shutting them down because they're livestock farmers, cows, pigs, chickens. They're going to shut them down. They're not going to get any loans to operate their farms. They have to sell to the government for the good of the environment. Kiss all of my ass. I don't know why every one of those guys over there don't just stand up and say, no, you're not doing this. You're not doing this to me. That's what it's going to have to get to one day. If they cared about the earth, what about all the construction we have going on here? How many times have you seen a construction company or a developer go in onto like 300 or 400 acres, rip down every tree there, and then build, houses or apartments? No, they don't give a damn about the earth. It's all about the money. And that's what's pissing me off. And that's what this rant's all about tonight. It's just, I like to get out into nature and truly enjoy it for what it is, not what it could be. When I go out in the middle of nowhere and walk through these trees and see this wildlife, the last thing I want to think about is tearing it down and putting a house there. Don't tell me that they care about this planet. No. All right, I better get off of that. I'm about to go off big time. And I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. But it's just got to stop. I know here in Florida we're having a little housing crisis because all the Yankees are moving down here. But they're bringing the right people down here. Our last election proved that when our governor blew out his liberal challenger. I mean, it was a joke. The election was over 2 hours after the polls closed. It was ridiculous. But let me go on. I gotta go.
Move it along.
That's your job to keep me going.
I know.
You got to do this. All right.
Move it along.
All right. She keeps me in line, folks, and more places than just right here. Believe me. All right, let's get on to one that we might have some fun with here. Hunter's laptop. How about that? All this information's coming out. Elon's burning them alive. He's showing where they colluded with the Democratic Party to stop all of this stuff. But you know how long the 3 major networks took to cover this since this story broke? Somebody tell me how much time did they spend on that, reporting that? Let's see if we got an informed crowd here tonight. There's 24 people here right now. Surely somebody knows how long they spent covering that.
Can I do it?
Because me and you were talking about it. They spent zero.
Yep.
Zero time.
Not at all.
Yeah. Not 1 second. They spent hundreds of hours, thousands of hours talking about the collusion between Trump and the Russian government and had no proof. And now they got proof of the Democrats colluding with big tech, and they have proof, solid, absolute proof. And they spend no time, zero, not 1 second covering this. That right there should tell you all you need to know about this country, where it's going, and how bad it's going to get. We're basically a third world republic right now, banana republic. You know, you got this corrupt government in place and they're running everything, and it's not going to change until it gets really bad. And when it does change, it ain't going to be pretty for anybody, nobody on either side. But you know, when I saw that today, earlier today, how long they spent since this story broke. What was it, 4 or 5 days ago?
No, it's Friday.
Was it Friday? 3 days ago. When Elon finally put that proof out there, not 1 second. I couldn't believe it. It's ridiculous. Elon is the man. That's a damn fact. He's the real Tony Stark. I've said that for a long time. He is the real Tony Stark. But, you know, most people walk around dumb. I guarantee you 50% of the country have no idea that that's out there. But that's enough of that rant. I'm done. All right. Let me move on to something else here where I can save you a little money. Let me save you a little money. That's what I'm going to do. Well, I'll buy these buckets, you know, to put our storage in. You got the, you know, standard bucket there, that Home Depot orange bucket that you can pay $5 for. Or you get those food grade buckets, the white ones, and you can see the price difference right there. These are the cheapest ones I found on the internet. There's a $3 difference in price. Well, I can save you some money right now. I'm going to show you how to save a little money. You go to Amazon and you buy a roll of food grade storage bags. Costs $14 for 25 of these 5-gallon bags. You can put into a regular bucket, a regular $5 bucket. 56 cents is what each one of those bags cost you. So you save almost $3 on that bucket. You can put your dry goods in there, your beans, your rice, your pet food. That's what we're going to do with it, put our pet food in it. And you can save a little money there doing that. It'll also, you know, of course, keep, like us, we got bags and bags of pet food in our storage area. But we're going to put them all in buckets, and we're going to use this right here to do it. So we're going to save a little money on that, and I wanted to pass that along to you guys. But it looks like I run over my time here. I try to keep this thing within 30 minutes. Biden's son lied on a federal firearms document. Yes, he did, and they would arrest me or you for that. He also threw that firearm into a dumpster, throwing it away. Or was it his girlfriend that did that?
I don't remember.
But anyway, it wound up in a dumpster near a school. And when all of this popped up, FBI went to the gun dealer where he bought it and tried to get all the paperwork, trying to cover it up. The gun dealer said, nope. So, you know, at least there's a few people out there that ain't falling for this crap.
Rebecca asked, how does it seal those bags?
Those bags, you can tie them up. You can put a twist tie on them. Just put you a moisture absorber in there with it. And you could see how it draped over the, let me put this back up here. So it drapes over the bucket. You got plenty of extra at the top. You can twist it up and tie it up, or you can put a twist tie on it. Just throw your moisture absorber in there with it, and you'll never have a problem. That will never deteriorate as long as you put dry goods in there. It's made for, like it said right there, you know, brining your food or whatever. And brine is some harsh stuff on a container. So if it'll hold brine, it'll hold anything. But that's a good way to save a little money. What we got right here? Let's see what we got. Getting that roll. That's right. You need to get it. It'll save you a lot of money. Those food grade buckets are expensive. What's that there? Wonder he's not dead. Well, hey, that's not for us to say. The Lord will take him when he wants him. It's that simple. Yeah, much cheaper than Mylar.
You can make sauerkraut in it. It's food grade.
Yeah, you can put pretty much anything you want in it. And it's, like I said, 56 cents. You know, you turn a $5 bucket into an $8 bucket. That's pretty good savings. So, you know, jump out there and take advantage of that. But I'm going to cover one more thing before I get out of here. Like I said, I run over my normal 30 minutes I try to stay on. But this is some good news. I cannot wait to see how this develops. Don't know if you folks remember James Woods, or you know James Woods, the actor. He's going to sue the DNC. And he said he is not joking. He's going to file a lawsuit against the DNC for colluding with Twitter to suppress Americans' free speech. And this guy, if you follow him on any of his social media sites, he's serious. He's going to bring some hell down on them. It's going to be interesting to see how it turns out. This one will probably wind up going all the way to the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court's just like everything else in D.C. I don't give a damn who's sitting there. You know, they're in the swamp too. They're part of it too. I don't care who's sitting there. But what we got here?
Where's your microphone popping?
Oh, wow. Is my mic popping? Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting just too excited. That's probably what it is. That's why I bought this mic. It's not supposed to make my voice pop. So obviously it does, and I'll have to do something about that. Yeah, I'm going to bring you some more of those tips when I can, I promise you. I like saving money too. I hope somebody took advantage of those savings I brought you last week over at the LDS store. I know I got an email from somebody, I can't remember who it was, said they were going to go over there to that store this week. So hopefully they get over there and they save some money. But let's just hope our man here brings some hell down on them. It's going to be fun to watch, that's for sure. So, with what's going on in Russia, what's going on in the world, just make sure that you keep getting ready, folks. It's only going to get worse before it gets better. A lot worse before it gets better, believe me. So I appreciate every one of you being here. Hope you're getting ready for the holidays. Me and Uncle Santa Claus is getting ready. So get together with your loved ones and remember why we actually celebrate Christmas Day. It's not about the gifts. It's kind of about the kids because you want them to have a good time, but that's not the main reason for the season. Make sure you let everybody in your family know. With that, I'm going to say stay strong, stay patriotic to the principles this country was founded on. Pray for the United States of America because we need it now more than ever. The Orlando Prepper is out.